Hello there, Nintendo GBR fans. Now, some of you may be thinking and wanting to know whether or not I've got lots and lots of games for my consoles, and the answer is no. Not long ago, I decided that I was going to streamline my collection, and I decided to only go for boxed items only, barring obviously the cartridges that you can see right in front of you. So I'm just going to go through my NES and my SNES stuff, just because it makes it a little bit easier for me, because I don't have as much as you would think. So the reason I've kept the Mario Brothers cartridge is because I've got a boxed NES, and I, for the life of me, couldn't remember if it came with the actual boxed game or if it just came with the cartridge. And when I was having my clear out of things to sell, I decided to keep the cartridge so that if I ever was to sell it, I could put the cartridge in the box. And that is also the reason why I've also got the Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers game, as I do have the orange light gun, the one that everybody is familiar with, and because I had that light gun, I decided to keep hold of the Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt as well, because I thought it might just be like a nice added addition if I ever was to sell it. So, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Now, I'm pretty certain, I'll just open this up for you, that this was my original cartridge from when I was younger. I did sell a lot of my games when I was younger, but I'm pretty certain this was the original one. It's in reasonable condition, and it's got some nice kind of artwork in the book about the story. Nicer than some of the stuff you got in kind of later art books. It's quite nice actually, and those of you that aren't familiar with it, if you are interested, I could actually do a video just about that if you're interested. But yeah, that's my Adventure of Link. Another journey of ultimate challenge in the fantasy world of Hyrule. And as I say, I'm pretty certain that this was my original one. Many frustrating days spent playing that. So I've also got Donkey Kong. Bought this some time ago. It's in, again, nice condition. Donkey Kong Classics. I actually remember this in Dixon's when it first came out. Those of you that are young enough to remember Dixon's, that would be the kind of place you'd go down to have a go on the games consoles. And I remember I wanted to get it one day. Went down to buy it and it was gone, and I later found out that the one copy that was left in stock my mate picked up, so I was quite frustrated by the fact that he got it before me. But yeah, you have to own this game, I think, and it's still fun to play today, so yeah, I think it's a good one to have. So that's it for my Nintendo ones. I have got Rad Gravity, but that is in another box which is not with me at the moment. So some other game pickups I've had over the years. Star Wing. Obviously, I don't really need to tell you much about Star Wing. This has still got the instructions in the box, the cartridge. And yeah, you know, one to hold on to, because it was quite a defining game, especially. It was one that kind of topped up the FX chip, as you can see on the front there. Revolutionary Super FX microchip creates special effects like never before. Very true. Donkey Kong Country 3, I'm trying to collect all three of them again at the moment. This was in a retro shop that I went to recently, and as you can see, it's in excellent condition. Instructions, cart, and the box, to be fair, looks like I've only had it for a few weeks, barring the sticky sticker mark on it, but I can get that off with a little spray. So yeah, I just wanted to pick it up because I liked the Donkey Kong Country games when I was younger. Everyone's second favourite Zelda title, or for some the first, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I bought this many years ago on eBay. As you can see, the box is a bit tired, but it still has the instructions, and it still has the cart. It's in reasonable condition, a little bit tatty around the edges, or some of the edges, but I'm always willing to upgrade my collection or get better versions, so if I ever do see a better version, then I'll pick it up and sell this one. But that is such a cool game. Okay, so Super Punch Out, probably my favourite Punch Out, just above the Wii U version. Sorry, the Wii version. I was addicted to this game growing up, and I was never like a huge boxing fan, but I really used to enjoy playing my friends with this and kind of passing the controller around the room and trying to do kind of certain enemies and working out their patterns of play, etc. If you haven't played Super Punch Out, please download it now on the Virtual Console, because it is just so much fun. So yeah, that's Super Punch Out. Then moving along, I wanted to pick these games up recently, Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2. Again, fond memories of my SNES playing days back in the 90s. Again, Earthworm Jim's in reasonable condition, slightly tatty around the edges, but I'd still give it an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. But I only picked it up simply for no other reason than I used to enjoy it and I wanted to buy it back. And again, same reason for Earthworm Jim 2. I used to really enjoy these games. I used to find them a real challenge. Psycho, Princess Jim. And I think this was a really good franchise. And it was a shame it kind of lost its way, Earthworm Jim. Would have been nice to have seen an Earthworm Jim 3, but set in the same style as this. Some of these levels were just so creative and imaginative. It was so cool. Okay, and then lastly, Super Star Wars. I never really played this when it first came out. My friend had it, and I kind of remember playing his version of it, and remember being really impressed with just how great it looked. I'm not really a Star Wars fan, but I can appreciate these games, and I later played the other games in the series and really enjoyed them. So I decided to pick them up, but they don't go for a lot. I'm surprised. I thought that this would be worth quite a bit of money, but it isn't at all. So yeah, that's the Super Nintendo collection. And last but not least is the Super Game Boy. Now, before the other iterations of this come out, there was one for the GameCube, I believe. Yes, there was, because I own it. This was the first kind of one that came out which allowed you to play your Game Boy cartridges on your SNES. Plugged straight into the top, and allowed you to just throw your Game Boy cartridges in there and just start playing. Now, I opened this up the other day just to check everything was in order. As you can see, everything in there, but I just want to show you something. So if you just bear with me as I slide this out. This I thought was really funny. I found some old bump in here, like plug your Game Boy into the Super Game Boy, there'll always be something rotten on TV, picture of Donkey Kong, but it wasn't really that, it was this that was amusing me. Nintendo Service Force is the authorised service centre for all Nintendo products, always ready to help. And then it was just like a cool little booklet explaining every which way you could get in contact with Nintendo, and some of the art is just horrendous, like a boy with his Nintendo in a wheelbarrow. Quite who thought that up was genius. And then the technical man with lots of tech, like a NES on top of some kind of, I wouldn't even try and guess what that is, a Hertz counter or something, and then what looks to be a Super Famicom opposed to a Super Nintendo, which we got in Europe, and then all sorts of mechanical nonsense and some kind of device plugged into the top of a Game Boy. Fast service for all types of Nintendo products. I hope you find this amusing. Then at the back, I thought was really interesting, is it tells you how much to get certain things repaired. So customer charges for non-warranty repairs: SNES £30, Game Boy £30, NES Deck £25, Scope £15, Zapper £15, Mouse £15, and then the accessories. So if you can just see here, there's a list of accessories here with the prices that they charged you. Accessories are repaired by replacement and are charged at the following spare part prices. Most expensive one on there is the set AV cable and Euro converter. And yeah, so I mean, maybe you may not find that as interesting as I did, but I just thought it was quite an interesting little document. Important document, keep in a safe place. Well, it was, and I still have it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of my Nintendo / Super Nintendo collection. As I say, I'm going for all boxed now, so that's why there's not as many. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much.